What kind of conversation are you expecting from me? Especially when he doesn't address me by my name. Like, are you expecting me, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, what? I don't understand what goes on in some people's heads. We were talking about food for a little bit too. And I was like, man, can we talk about something that doesn't fucking irritate the fuck out of me? Okay, let's see what else I can talk about before I gotta go. It's already 10 o'clock. It's 10:10 on the clock. I'm already 10 minutes late to going to sleep. Aaron's gonna be like, normal bedtime's 11 o'clock. As long as you get 6 hours, you're fine. I was like, I'm gonna be so fucked tomorrow. I know you guys do all like the physical stuff, but Lisa uses I use my brain like 24/7, so like I need to make sure I get sleep. Okay, I told Ian this already. I walk in one day, Michelle's there. She's having breakfast. I think she said she's a vegan, right? Because a lot of them don't eat properly, and then they have the audacity to tell me how to, like, look after my body. I was like, you guys all broke up. Look at you. Anyhow, so one morning I walk in, Michelle has cereal, right? She's eating Cheerios, right? And the Polish man tells her, oh, she's eating sugary shit. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, Cheerios are the least sweet thing breakfast cereal she could have been eating. So then I wasn't expecting her to offer it to me, right? Right? And Michelle gives me some. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll bring you some cereal tomorrow, right? Or the next day. I don't remember. All I remember was like after that happened, I remember messaging Ian and telling him like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like share cereal with Michelle that day, and all the other conversations I had with her that day. So Trevor them, I don't know who bought the cereal, but somebody brought this new cereal, this Frosted Flakes cereal, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take some and bring it for Michelle. I go there, give her some, and we're talking about. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. I just remember I gave Ian the whole conversation so I wouldn't forget. Right? For a time like now when I have to be telling back the story. Anyhow. We were talking about him, which I don't know how the conversation came that way. I don't remember. I just remember having the conversation. This is so bad. I'm so bad at this. Even before that day she offered me cereal, she said the lady sitting beside her, Emily, she said she always eats seaweed, and she's like she gave me some, and Lisa, I couldn't stomach that. She's like I bet you can't either. And then I was like Emily, give me a piece of that, and then she gave it to me, and I ate it, and Michelle looked at me in shock. She's like, Lisa, you can eat that, and I was like, yeah. I don't have food problems. Anyhow, yeah, I had that conversation with Michelle, talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about like her rescue animals because she talks about like shelter stuff. And we're talking about her outfits and her clothes and her shoes and all that stuff, nails, her kids. Then somehow it came up with like Ian because she was looking at me and she's like, Lisa, you're not married like some other people here, and I was like, no. And she's like, how long? She's asking me all the juicy stuff, and I'm kind of upset because I was like, how am I supposed to answer this without telling her anything? She's looking at me like, Lisa, like why, like, something's wrong here. Why aren't you explaining things to me? And I feel really bad. I was like, I can't tell you, like, what's going on. I'm on the phone. Come back in 10 minutes. Fine. Did you hear me? He's like, but I need to sleep. If you need to sleep, you would have came to bed like half an hour ago. He's like a whole half hour late. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, we're talking about Ian, right? And then right, the end part of the conversation is the most important part because I didn't get to tell him this. I didn't tell him this because I was waiting till like for now so I could tell him. Right before I left after talking to her about him, she said, because I was telling her, he said his accent's dirty, right? And she told me to tell him, I think she said that he's a true blue, right? And I'm looking at her confused because I don't understand what that means. But she said, make sure you tell him he's a true blue. So she said he'll understand what that means, but I don't understand what that means. Anyways, yeah, I gotta go now. This was part 2 of the video. We got so much stuff to talk about. I still haven't gotten a chance to talk about Diane yet. Ah. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say tomorrow, but I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. I'll come back and I'm gonna keep recording until the story is done, and then I'm gonna slowly upload this, okay? It's time to go. Somebody said they need to sleep. He looked at me, the first thing he looked at was that. He's like, what in the Did you guys hear him? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna have another crazy day at work tomorrow. 10:17 on the clock. My phone's got no space. But anyways, 10:17 on the clock. I gotta go now. Bye. See you guys another day. Hopefully when there's more light.